I sat in the third row of the auditorium, cap and gown pressed, cords around my neck. Summa cum laude. 4 years of late nights and double shifts. And the 6 seats I'd reserved in the family section? Empty. I told myself they'd show up late. Traffic, maybe. Then my phone buzzed. An Instagram notification. My mom's account. I opened it during the processional and my stomach dropped. There they were. My entire family. Matching jerseys, faces painted, holding a poster with my brother's number on it. The timestamp said 6 that morning. They were at his basketball game, 10 hours from home. 2 weeks ago, my mom told me 6 hours to my graduation was too far to drive. She said my dad's back couldn't handle it. But 10 hours for a regional game? Apparently his back was fine. So how do you prove to your family that you were never the priority? Turns out I had the maps. The texts. Every excuse timestamped and saved. Stick around. Because if you've ever been the invisible child, I want you to drop what country you're watching from and what time it is right now. Hit that like button so I know you're here. Let me take you back to where this really started. Because this wasn't about one weekend. I grew up in a house where love had favorites. And I wasn't one of them. My brother Kyle showed talent in basketball early. 4th grade, maybe. Coaches noticed. My parents noticed more. Suddenly every weekend was a tournament. Every dinner conversation was about his stats, his highlights, his future. I was the oldest. The responsible one. The one who didn't need help. When I made nationals for debate my sophomore year, my mom said, "That's wonderful, honey," and then asked if I could pick up Kyle from practice because she had to coordinate travel for his showcase. My high school awards night, where I received 3 honors, they missed it. Kyle had a playoff game. My 16th birthday dinner got rescheduled, twice, then forgotten. I stopped asking them to show up. It hurt less that way. When it came time for college, I was told we had equal funds set aside. $15,000 each. By my sophomore year, I'd found out the truth. My fund had $9,000 left. Kyle's had over 22. They moved money from mine to pay for his private shooting coach. When I asked my mom about it, she said, "You have scholarships. You're fine. Kyle needs the support." So I worked. Campus library, weekend catering, anything I could fit between classes. I kept every email, every text, every calendar invite they declined. I'm a planner. I save everything. Spreadsheets, screenshots, bank statements. I didn't know I'd ever actually need them. But graduation week, I decided to try one more time. I wanted them there. I really did. 3 months before graduation, I sent a formal invitation to the family group chat. I included the date, the schedule, and a map. It was a 6-hour drive. 342 miles. I even sent links to hotels nearby. My mom replied the next day, "That's really far, honey. Your dad's back has been bad. We'll see how things look closer to the date. We'll see." That was code. I knew it. 2 weeks later, Kyle's team made it to regionals. The family group chat exploded. "We're going to regionals." Kyle wrote, all caps, 3 exclamation points. "I'm booking the Marriott tonight," my mom replied within minutes. "Who wants to carpool? We can make a weekend out of it." My dad chimed in. "I'll drive. Let's leave early and beat traffic." I stared at my phone. I checked the location on the tournament flyer Kyle posted. 10 hours away. Another state entirely. 568 miles. I typed carefully into the group chat. "Mom, that's the same weekend as my graduation." 3 dots appeared, then disappeared, then reappeared. Finally, she replied, "We'll figure something out, sweetie. Maybe we can do both." Maybe. I didn't argue. I just watched the group chat fill up with game day plans. Someone suggested matching t-shirts. My dad said his back was feeling better, and I started taking screenshots. Every single message. Graduation morning, I got ready alone in my dorm room. I straightened my cords in the mirror. Fixed my cap 3 times. At 10:30, I sent one last text to the family chat. "Ceremony starts at 2. I saved you seats. Row 3 right side." My mom replied at 11. "Honey, we're already on the road to Kyle's game. We talked about this. So proud of you. Send pics." We never talked about it. They just decided. I walked to the staging area and stood in line with my classmates. Around me, families were everywhere. Hugs, photos, tears. I checked my phone. No new messages. When the dean called my name, I walked across that stage alone. Summa cum laude. Departmental honors. Polite applause. No one jumped up. No one screamed my name. I sat back down and pulled out my phone during the recessional. Another Instagram story from my mom. The whole family in the stands. Arena packed. Kyle on the court. The caption read, "Wouldn't miss this for the world," with a blue heart and a basketball emoji. The timestamp showed they'd left home at 6 in the morning for a 10-hour drive. I screenshotted it. Then I opened Google Maps and pulled up both routes side by side. And I just stared at the numbers. I went back to my dorm and opened my laptop. I pulled up Google Maps and entered both addresses. Home to my university, 6 hours. 342 miles. Home to Kyle's tournament venue, 10 hours, 568 miles. I took a screenshot of both routes side by side. Then I opened the family group chat and scrolled back 2 weeks. There it was. My mom's message, "That's really far, honey. Your dad's back has been bad." Right below it 5 days later was my dad's message about Kyle's game. "I'll drive. Let's leave early and beat traffic." No mention of his back. I saved that too. Then I opened my old folder. The one I'd been keeping since high school. I called it Family Promises. Inside were 4 years of messages. Declines, reschedules, cancellations. I opened a new spreadsheet. I listed every major event I'd had. Debate nationals. Dean's List ceremonies. Award banquets. Even the time I texted from the emergency room with appendicitis. 23 events total. They'd attended 3. Next column. Kyle's events. 31 games and tournaments over the same period. They'd attended 29. The 2 they missed were for work. Not for me. I sat back and looked at the screen. It wasn't subjective anymore. It was math. And I had every receipt. The Monday after graduation, the family group chat came alive. Photos from Kyle's game. They'd lost in the semifinals, but there were dozens of pictures. My mom tagged me, "Wish you could have been here." How was graduation? I stared at that message for a long time. Then I typed back, calm and factual. "It was great." Walked across the stage at 2:17. No one replied. Tuesday afternoon, my dad called. "First time in 3 weeks. Hey, why are you being short in the group chat?" I took a breath. "I'm not being short. I'm being honest. Your mother is hurt that you're not engaging. She's trying. Did anyone ask to see a photo of me in my cap and gown?" Silence. "That's what I thought," I said. "Listen," my dad said, his voice tight. "You know your brother's season was important. Don't make this about you. When is it ever about me, Dad? That's not fair. We've always supported you." "When?" I asked. "Name one event in the last 4 years you drove 6 hours for me." Another silence. "That's not fair," he repeated. I hung up. An hour later, my mom texted. "We'll celebrate you next month at the family barbecue. Kyle's coach might come. Great networking opportunity for you." I read it twice. Even my celebration had to center Kyle. That's when I stopped answering. And I opened that folder I'd been keeping for years. I spent the next 2 days building the full picture. The spreadsheet I'd started? I expanded it. 4 years of data, color-coded, green check for attended, red X for missed. Kyle's column was almost solid green. 29 out of 31. Mine was a sea of red. 3 out of 23. But I didn't stop there. I pulled the bank statements from our college funds. We were supposed to start equal $15,000 each. I logged into my old account. $9,211 remaining. I didn't have access to Kyle's, but I had the email, the one my mom sent my junior year. "We moved some of your fund to cover Kyle's trainer fees. You have scholarships, so you're fine." I checked the attachment. She'd moved $6,000. Then I found the deposit record from our grandparents' graduation gift. It was meant for both of us. $5,000 each. Kyle's account got the full $5,000. Mine got $1,500. The rest went to his travel team fees. I had the statements, the emails, the dates. Then I found the worst one. My appendicitis. 2 years ago, I'd texted the family chat from the emergency room. "At the ER. Appendix? Probably surgery." My mom replied 4 hours later. "Hope you feel better." At Kyle's playoff game. "He's starting." No call, no follow-up. My roommate drove me home after surgery. I saved it all. I needed to understand why. So I called my aunt, my dad's sister. She'd always been kind but stayed out of family drama. She picked up on the second ring. I was wondering when you'd call, she said. You knew? Honey, everyone knows. We just didn't know if you'd noticed. I asked her to tell me the truth. She sighed. Your brother showed talent at 10 years old. And your dad saw a second chance. A second chance? Your dad was a high school athlete. Good, but not great. He tells people he could have gone pro. He couldn't. But he never let that dream go. She paused. When Kyle started winning, your parents became obsessed. Your mom's friends' kids were getting scholarships. Going viral on highlight reels. Kyle became their project. And me? You were the smart one. Self-sufficient. They told themselves you didn't need them. My aunt's voice softened. Your mom brags about you to her book club. But she's present for Kyle. Do you see the difference? I did. They're not cruel, my aunt said. They're just blind. They think love is attention. And they decided you didn't need it. She told me one more thing. They've spent over $40,000 on his training since middle school. They remortgaged the house last year for his AAU fees. I thanked her and hung up. I wasn't angry anymore. I was just done. I didn't want revenge. I wanted peace. I spent 2 days writing an email. I wrote it angry, then deleted it. Wrote it sad, deleted it again. Finally, I wrote it calm. The subject line was one word. Boundaries. I didn't send it to the group chat. I sent it directly to my mom and dad. I kept it simple. I listed the facts. The mileage comparison. The event attendance gap. The fund reallocation. No insults. No dramatics. Just numbers. Then I wrote this. I love you. But I can't keep being the afterthought. I need space. When you're ready to see me as a priority, not when it's convenient, but genuinely, I'll be here. Until then, I won't be attending family events. I won't be responding to group chats. This isn't punishment. It's self-preservation. I attached 2 files. One was the side-by-side map. The other was the 4-year event log. At the bottom, I added one line. I'm not asking you to apologize. I'm asking you to see me. Then I wrote a separate message to Kyle. This isn't about you. I'm proud of you. I love you. But I need to protect myself. I hovered over the send button. I took a breath. And I clicked. I didn't wait for a reply. I turned off my phone, closed my laptop, and went for a walk. Whatever came next, I was ready. For 3 days, nothing. Then my phone lit up. 14 missed calls from my mom in 1 hour. I let them all go to voicemail. Finally, I listened. The first one, she was crying. Angry crying. How dare you air our family business in an email like we're strangers? This is so disrespectful. The next few were more of the same. My dad's voicemail was colder. This is out of line. We did our best. You owe us an apology. Kyle texted separately. Can we talk? This is kind of messed up. I didn't reply for 2 days. Then I agreed to meet. One time, in person, I chose a coffee shop. Public, neutral. I told them I'd be there Saturday at 10. I brought one thing. A binder. I'd printed everything. Maps, texts, spreadsheets, bank statements. Tabbed and organized. My parents arrived expecting me to apologize. I could see it in the way they sat down. Arms crossed. Tight smiles. Kyle looked uncomfortable. He didn't know what to expect. I didn't wait. I slid the binder across the table. I'm not here to argue, I said. I'm here to show you what I lived. My mom tried to wave it off. We know we're not perfect, but... I interrupted. Something I never do. Mom, 6 hours was too far. 10 hours wasn't. That's not opinion. That's math. I opened the binder to the first tab. The route comparison, side by side. Miles and hours labeled clearly. My dad stared at it. Then I flipped to the event log. 4 years. 2 columns. Green checks and red X's. He went quiet. My mom started to cry. Not angry this time, different. I didn't realize... You didn't want to realize, I said, calm and clear. Kyle looked at the spreadsheet. His face changed. I didn't know, he said quietly. I'm really sorry. I didn't know. I believed him. I stood up. I don't need you to fix the past. I need you to try in the future. Equal effort. Or I'm out. I left the binder on the table, and I walked out. The first week after, they tried to rug sweep it. My mom texted, let's just move forward. No need to dwell on the past. I didn't respond. My dad called and said, we get it. You made your point. Come to Sunday dinner. I didn't go. I held the boundary. 3 weeks later, my mom sent a different kind of message. It was long. 3 paragraphs. No deflection. She said she'd read through the binder twice. That she didn't realize how many times she'd chosen Kyle's events over mine. That she was sorry. Really sorry. She didn't make excuses. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. My dad took longer. 8 weeks before he sent anything. When he finally did, it was short. I see what we did. I don't know how to fix it. But I want to try. I didn't let them off easy. I told them I needed space. Low contact for now. Monthly phone calls. No expectations. And if they wanted me at family events, I had one rule. No more Kyle-centric gatherings unless they attended something of mine first. Equal effort. They agreed. 2 months later, I got a new job. I invited them to a small celebration dinner. 2-hour drive. They showed up early. Brought flowers. No excuses. No mentions of Kyle's schedule. It was small, but it was something. Kyle and I started texting separately outside the family chat. He apologized again without me asking. Said he never questioned why he got all the attention. He just accepted it. We're building something new. Just us. I started therapy. Processed a lot. I realized I can't get those years back. The missed birthdays. The empty seats. But I can design the future. A year later, my parents missed one of Kyle's games. They drove 4 hours to see my new apartment instead. My mom mentioned it casually. Didn't make a big deal out of it. But I noticed. It's not perfect. It's awkward sometimes. There's still hurt. But it's progress. I keep the binder in my desk drawer. Not as a weapon. Just as a reminder. My truth was always valid. Even when no one saw it. You can't make people love you equally. But you can stop accepting crumbs and calling it a meal. Boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges you build on your terms. So here's my question for you. If you've ever had to prove your own worth to people who should have seen it all along, what boundary did you finally set? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this story resonated, hit subscribe. You deserve to be seen too. One last thing. This story is a fictionalized dramatization. It's not legal, financial, or psychological advice. If you're struggling with family dynamics, please reach out to a licensed therapist. Thank you for listening.